guys, it's Sophie. So today I decided to do a video that I don't normally do that often. I've done a video like this once before, but I want to start doing videos like this more. I asked you guys on Instagram if you would be interested in me doing like more rant type videos or controversial type videos, and you guys said yes. Like all of you guys said yes. So that is what we are doing today. Also, just a little disclaimer, if you don't like controversial topics and you can't deal with when people have a different opinion than you should click out of this video because that's probably gonna happen in this video. I also made myself some frozen hot chocolate because update, it's still burning in New York City and I'm hot and sweaty and I wanted some frozen hot chocolate. And I also have the whipped cream just in case I want to refill it throughout the duration of this video. So yeah. Let's get started. So a while ago, like towards the beginning of 2016, I was looking through the hashtag Black Lives Matter tag or trend on Twitter, and then I came across a few people saying hashtag All Lives Matter. So I clicked on that hashtag and it wasn't just like a few people saying it, it was like an entire trend. Like people were actually saying hashtag All Lives Matter. From looking through that trend and like realizing what people mean when they say All Lives Matter, I realized that there are two types of people that say all lives matter. Like there are two main types of people. The first type are the people that cannot for 1 second have the spotlight or the attention not be on them. The majority of the people who say hashtag all lives matter and mean it are white people, well at least in my experience. So when I type hashtag Black Lives Matter, they read hashtag Black Lives Matter and white lives don't matter. It's actually sad. It's the saddest thing ever. They are so deep in the pool of white privilege, I don't even know what that metaphor was, but it makes sense, that they cannot for 1 second focus on an issue that's not theirs, like as if they have issues. Because the majority in my experience of all the people that say hashtag all lives matter are white people who benefit from white privilege. If you don't know what white privilege is, then you can just search it up on Google, because like that's an entirely different topic. Because white people in America are not minorities, but they want to feel like minorities, so they include themselves into the I matter group, so the all lives matter group, which it's disgusting. Like it's actually so amazing to be a white person in America right now, especially being a white male. Oh my goodness. Nothing will happen to you if Donald Trump becomes president. You won't get shot for having a broken taillight that wasn't even broken in the first place. But I mean and then to me, the second type of person that says all lives matter are just the people that do it out of pure and utter ignorance. They don't even understand that hashtag all lives matter is seen as offensive, because it's so easy to hear like pro-life or all lives matter and then entirely agree with it because it sounds positive. If you don't hear it in context, it sounds totally positive. But then once you hear it in context and actually understand what's going on, then you're just like, oh, okay. If all lives matter, then Alton Sterling and Philando Castile would still be here, wouldn't they? Another thing that I find hilarious is that nobody was saying all lives matter before Black Lives Matter. They hear Black Lives Matter and then they feel like bad, like oh my gosh, why is the spotlight on black people, so let me just butt in and say no, all lives matter. But then when you take something like Syrian refugees, for example, trying to get into this country, the same people who are saying all lives matter in that example are just like new phone, who dis? They don't want to help Syrian refugees, but I mean, I thought all lives mattered. So, and then the sad part is that when somebody says all lives matter and then I say actually no, that's incorrect, then they respond with,
oh, you don't believe in equality for all?
Boy, bye. You can say all lives matter all you want, but that does not change the fact that Eric Garner was strangled to death for selling some cigarettes, and Brock Turner was sentenced to 6 months in jail for raping and stuffing foreign objects up an innocent woman behind a dumpster. That, my friends, is white privilege. Just putting that in there. For anybody who's actually confused about all lives matter versus Black Lives Matter, like they actually don't understand the difference between the two. For example, say that you were holding a breast cancer awareness fundraiser because like maybe you knew somebody that had breast cancer, or you're just like very passionate about that topic and you would like to spread awareness about breast cancer, and somebody comes through your fundraiser saying all cancer matters. Like, what? If we're focusing on one race because it is the most oppressed race and has been the most oppressed race for like all of time, how dare you belittle that and say, no, all races matter? Because when you say all lives matter, that's basically what you're saying. You should stop saying that. So that's basically it for like what I was trying to say. I did ask you guys for some questions, so that's what I'm gonna answer because I just feel like the video is more structured and organized if like, I don't know, I'm answering some questions. So let's see what we have. These questions are not really like 100% focused on all lives matter versus Black Lives Matter, but they have to do with this topic and oppression and racism and like black culture, so I'm gonna answer them anyways. First question, why do you think people people created an All Lives Matter movement. Personally, I think that the reason why people created an All Lives Matter movement in the first place was because they could not handle the attention being on a race that was not theirs. So they had to say all lives matter because they're including themselves into that I matter group, which frankly I think is so ridiculous. But that's just why I think that people started saying that. And also maybe because they didn't even know what Black Lives Matter was and they saw the All Lives Matter thing, then they said, hey, that sounds positive, when really they didn't understand the context. What are some things you've done to raise awareness about Black Lives Matter? On my Twitter, I tweet all the time. Oh my goodness, I tweet all the time about Black Lives Matter. So if you're not following my Twitter, you should do that. But that's not like the only thing that I tweet though. I retweet like hilarious things, and yeah, I'm just weird on my Twitter. It's a good time. You should come follow me. You guys asked some good and challenging questions. Okay, what are your views on cultural appropriation? I think that it is wrong, and I feel like more people should be educated on what that is, because a lot of the people who cultural appropriate don't even understand what they're doing, and I think that they should know what they're doing and know that it's offensive. So I'm totally against it. Get your own culture. I'm sorry, that was rude, but it's true. Do you think when white people who copied Black culture, etc., should they give credit? I don't think that white people should be even copying Black culture. And I feel like a lot of the times when people do that, they'll like take Black culture, they'll be like, oh, well, like, why are you getting mad? Don't you want everybody to be equal? You can be equal and not cultural appropriate. Like, you can be equal and not be like, let me take your culture, which I know nothing about. How do you feel about this? Do you think the Black community needs to come together and fight white supremacy? Of course I do. But another thing is that Black people can come up with all the protests and rallies that they want, but if you're gonna fight white supremacy, it actually has to start with white people realizing, oh, let's not be racist, let's not be offensive, let's not cultural appropriate, let's not oppress another race. Because we can fight white supremacy all we want, but white supremacy won't be gone until white people realize that they are not superior to Blacks. So until the people who are oppressing Blacks realize that, we're really going nowhere. If you were able to join the protest currently, would you? It really depends. First of all, I don't think that my parents would even allow me to go, only because they're worried about my safety, because some of those protests get violent. Like, you never know who can come up into those protests. You never know what's gonna happen at one of those protests. If it was very, very peaceful, like, okay, I had like a tiny little protest at my camp. It was awesome. We did like this Black Lives Matter thing, and we had these signs and we like walked around campus. It was really cool and it was really peaceful, but obviously nothing was gonna happen to us because like our camp is closed off. It was just campers. But like a real actual protest, I'd probably go to one. If I were allowed to, I'd probably go, but I'd just be really careful of my surroundings. And if you do go to a protest, please, please, please be safe and be careful, and tell somebody where you are. Tell somebody that's not at the protest where you're gonna be at what time, just in case like something happens. Something can happen at protests and like really big rallies. You never know what can happen. So if you're gonna go to one, please be safe, because I don't want anything to happen to you guys. So please, please be safe. So those are all the questions that I'm gonna answer. I don't even know how long this video is, but hopefully it's not that long. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. I would love if you guys started like a discussion about what I was talking about in the comments down below. That'd be awesome. Just try not to leave any like hateful things. I don't want it to start like a fight or anything. I just want it to be peaceful and calm and cool, and like we're all just gonna chat. It's awesome. So yeah, that's basically it. If you guys want me to do more videos like these, definitely let me know. And yeah, I love you, and I will see you guys this Tuesday with another new video. Bye! So this is in no type of order. I'm just gonna pick up stuff that I see. So the first thing that I picked up was this leotard from Forever 21. It has flowers on it, and it's just this leotard that I would put like some shorts